Hello and welcome to Dingoes Ate My Podcast. I'm Paul.
I'm Dave.
I'm Justin.
And this week we're going to learn some lessons. Well, somebody's going to school. So this week we're discussing the episode Lessons, episode 1 of season 7. This season has a lot of potential.
Potential.
Yes. Anyway, I'm sure that won't come up again. We start the episode in Istanbul, Turkey, for those of you who don't know, because I didn't until I looked it up. A dark-haired girl runs through an arched hallway. Looking over her shoulder and panting, she's being chased by two people in hooded cloaks. After trying various escape routes, she is trapped in a dead end. She sees a drain pipe and climbs up to the roof. There, another hooded figure is waiting and pushes her off the building. She screams but lands on the ground alive. Two hooded figures hold her down, yet she fights back. A third raises an arched shiny silver dagger and stabs her. And now we get the opening credits!
Welcome to Buffy Season 7, everybody!
Buffy is in Sunnydale training her sister how to fight vampires. She instructs Dawn that fighting and slaying are about power. They discuss the fact that Sunnydale High has just reopened. Dawn will be attending for the first time.
Oh man, going to high school, all the wonderful experiences.
Yay, high school's back.
It's almost like we're going back to the beginning or something.
Something like that.
Meanwhile, Willow is studying with Giles in Westbury, England. She studies magic and meditation with a coven of Wiccans that Giles knows. She is learning control but feels frightened and distraught because she killed people. Xander's working construction at Sunnydale High. That makes me so happy. He notes that the principal's office is right over the Hellmouth. Buffy follows Dawn into the school where she meets Principal Robin Wood. She goes into a bathroom where she finds a mysterious talisman. Upon seeing the talisman, she sees a dead girl who threatens her. She says Buffy was unable to protect her and that she will not be able to protect Dawn either. Anya is still in the vengeance business and is drinking coffee with her fellow vengeance demon, Halfrek. Hallie tells Anya that the other demons are noticing a lack of quality in her work. She adds, "Something's rising, something older than the old ones, and everybody's tail is twitching. This is a bad time to be a good guy." Buffy tries to warn Dawn, but ends up only embarrassing her in front of her whole class. Dawn then sees a similar dead student. She hurries to a bathroom where she meets Kit Holborn, who has also been seeing things. They're about to leave the bathroom when the floor caves in and they wind up in the school basement. Back in England, Willow has a terrible vision of the Earth's teeth, the Hellmouth. She tells Giles, who has taught her that everything is connected, that not everything that is connected to the Earth is good. Dawn and Kit run into another student in the basement, Carlos Trejo. He says he saw...
Carlos. Sorry, I had to bring that up.
Is that the only one thing that you have to even recognize him?
Sure.
Who says he saw a dead janitor. They are soon confronted by 3 dead people. The dead people tell them that everyone dies in Sunnydale and they will be no different. Dawn calls Buffy on her new cell phone, which is her weapon. I just love that. It's so good. Buffy descends into the basement to help Dawn, only to run into the 3 dead people herself. After a brief conversation, the dead girl, for example, says that she was ripped to death by a werewolf. Buffy realizes that the 3 dead people are trying to prevent her from going through a certain door. Buffy makes it to the door on her second try. She opens the door, and instead of finding Dawn and the 2 other students, she finds a deranged Spike. Once Buffy and Spike are alone in this part of the basement, Buffy having locked the dead people out on the other side of the door, she realizes that not only is Spike in a poor mental state, he is in terrible physical condition as well. She asks him about serious cuts on his chest, and he replies he tried to cut it out. Before their conversation can continue, Dawn calls Buffy again. In spite of Spike's mad rambling, he is able to tell Buffy that the dead students are not zombies or ghosts, but manifest spirits controlled by a talisman raised to seek vengeance. Buffy tells Dawn to find a weapon because the spirits are corporeal, and then leaves Spike's presence when she realizes he is in no shape to help her. Buffy then calls Xander and tells him to seek and destroy the talisman. Buffy follows Dawn's screams to another room in the basement where she finds Dawn has made a weapon from a purse filled with bricks. Dawn throws the weapon to Buffy, who then fights off the spirits as Xander wrestles with one of them in the bathroom after locating the talisman. Xander breaks it and the spirits disappear. Back in the school proper, Buffy sends Dawn, Kit, and Carlos off to class with some words of advice. Principal Wood is impressed that Buffy is able to convince Kit and Carlos, the only two students with school records as long as Buffy's, to socialize and go to class. He offers her a job working as a counselor at the school, and she gladly accepts. Spike huddles in the school basement and tells an apparition of Warren Mears that he has prepared a speech to give to Buffy, but she will not understand what he has to say. As Warren paces around Spike, he morphs into Glory, then Adam, then Mary Wilkins, Drusilla, and finally, the Master, the previous villains of the series in reverse order. They all speak to Spike about a plan to go back to the beginning. And finally, the Master morphs into Buffy, telling Spike that it's not about right, it's not about wrong, it's about power. So what did you all think of the opening to Season 7?
Oh man, going back to the high school and all the particular things.
They mentioned the hyena thing again, and that still bothers me.
They made a reference to a lot of Season 1 stuff.
Yeah, they did.
She also says, if you see an invisible girl, run. Or something like that.
It's kind of hard to see an invisible girl.
It's
you
so
can't.
It's so good.
Mm-hmm.
There's tons of great little in-jokes like that to people who have been watching for the entire run, where they're like, hey, remember this thing from Season 1?
But
They still haven't paid off those eggs, though.
yeah, oh well, whatever. The school blew up, so I guess they blew up with it.
I still was hoping for a reference. Like, hey, we found these in the school. What the hell?
And then the wonderfulness of people mistaking Buffy for Dawn's mom.
It's so good. She's like, I'm not that old.
I don't
It's
have
like-
bob hair.
I'm like 5 years older at least.
But no, she's probably about 10 years older than Dawn.
I don't know.
Because
Maybe.
Dawn's like 15 or 16 at this point.
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
And Buffy
yeah.
would be like mid-20s-ish.
Mm-hmm.
And we're in Season 7, so I would say Buffy's probably like 25. Yeah.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the first season where we meet the big bad in the first episode. Every other season takes usually a good chunk of time before we get to the big bad. So they're definitely setting up something big for this season. Oh, it's got so much potential. Anyway.
You keep using that word.
Yep.
Something tells me that this season's not gonna end terribly well.
That's not what I mean by potential.
Okay. I was getting the wrong implication then. Maybe. I don't know.
I'm just saying, if Buffy's the Slayer, they would have to have other people ready to take over that mantle, right? And they're going to be fighting arguably their most powerful villain.
Like those hood people that are attacking these people?
Yeah, I wonder why they attacked that girl in Istanbul.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know. Probably nothing. Doesn't seem like something that they'll come back.
Yeah, it's just a one-off thing. They just want to show, hey, look, there's these guys that are killing this person. Yeah, and meanwhile, Buffy.
Yeah, this show won't bring something like that back. Okay, so do either of you have any questions for me about where we're headed this season?
How long before Willow settles in back in Sunnydale?
You know what? I don't really remember. But I want to say it's not terribly long because we get into the main plot pretty quickly.
Alright.
If memory serves. Which it might not, because in all fairness, I haven't watched Season 7 in probably 7 or 8 years. So I'm a little fuzzy on exact details.
Okay.
I know the basic structure, it's just...
Yeah, it's pretty obvious Willow is coming back to
Well, yeah.
Sunnydale after...
I mean, what else are you going to do with her? You
And
can't leave her in England the entire time.
And I guess with Giles, is he also going to go back or not?
Giles will not be a main cast member.
Okay.
He will pop up occasionally, but he will not be there every episode.
Okay. That is all for me.
Okay, David, do you have anything?
I think it's mostly the question of Anya's business with most of the stuff that's kind of going on with her supposedly vengeance demoning.
Her vengeance demoning, but not being very good at it. They've noticed a slip in her work. Again, I'm sure that won't come up again. So this episode originally aired September 24th, 2002, attracting 5 million viewers, which is down slightly from the end of last season, but not a huge drop.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Now, let's... Alrighty. So, international titles for this episode. We've only got 2. So, in French, Redemption. And in German, Back to the Beginning.
Yeah, that's about right. Back to the beginning.
Alright, so for music in this episode, we have a song by Strange Radio called So High, which is the duo performing at the Express Pump.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a new composer for this season. We no longer have Thomas Wanker, who had the greatest name ever. It is Douglas Romaine, I think is how you pronounce his name. And he's going to be doing the music for the rest of the series.
Interesting that they would get a different composer just for the last season, but alright.
Well, they didn't know it was the last season at the time.
I guess so, but
Yes, so did either of you have anything else you wanted to add?
No, I think it's just going to be seeing how this school year turns out.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure that nothing will happen with the school.
Yeah, I'm sure the school will stand to the end of the season, right?
Well, hey, even with that, we've got a brand new sort of Scooby Gang to look forward to with Dawn and the 2 friends that she made with their little escapade.
Potentially.
And, I mean, the new principal, the Hellmouth is right under his office.
Whether he's aware of it or not, I don't know.
In all fairness, how many principals want to move to Sunnydale?
I don't know, there's a high job turnover.
Well, let's just say, adults that take an interest in anything Buffy does do not live long. How many teachers died because they liked Buffy?
I think one specifically that I can remember, not a lot of teachers like Buffy.
I think there's more than one. Anyway, until next time, I'm Paul.
I'm Dave.
And I'm Justin.
And next week we'll be talking about the episode Beneath You. The Scoobies find that Anya has cursed the ex-boyfriend of Woban, who wished he was a worm. Buffy learns that Spike has gotten his soul back. It's going to be good. Ugh. There's going to be worms.